Hello and welcome to my tarot corner. This is the remnants of one of my Palo Santo, and this is the last time that I can use it before I throw it up. And you see, this is why my fingers are a little bit black. And this deck is a new one called the Tarot of Magical Correspondence. Now, why do I use this one for this reading? Just because this I don't think I think I've already told you that in the Rider-Waite Tarot, the Ten of Pentacles are aligned in the actual way that the Tree of Life is, and I will find a card that actually shows how the Tree of Life looks. But anyway, the Tree of Life is consisted of 10 stops, let's say it like that, 10, and each one of them has a meaning, and it is in Hebrew, so this gives me a little bit of an advantage in understanding it. And there are connections between you know what, I'm going to look for that card right now, so I'm posing the video. Found it. This card comes from the Tarot of Dreams, and what you can see here is each one of these is a quality. This can be grace, wisdom, smartness, all kind of qualities, and then these are the connections between the cards. Now, at least Aleister Crowley in the Thoth Tarot has made a lot of reference, but subtle references into the way that he thought that the cards are corresponding to the Tree of Life. And in this tarot deck, it actually shows you in a very it actually shows you where exactly do they believe that this card stands in the Tree of Life maze, and what kind of attribute or what kind of quality or personal quality do they think that it corresponds to. So I thought it would be nice because I can translate to you, because it's written, part of it is written in Hebrew, so I can actually read it and translate it to you. So, and the question for this reading is the latest news about the podcast of Harry and Meghan, and at least Neil Sean's latest video that speaks about their wish or plan to move their podcasts from Spotify to the what is called BBC Voices, which is the BBC's podcasts channel. So anyway, so what is the truth about it? Is it going really to happen? And for this, I am going to use the 10 card that is called the Ancient 10 card spread, which is very, very much like the card, the Celtic cross, the Celtic cross, but a little bit different in the meaning of the each card. Okay, so I already cleaned it with Palo Santo, and now I'm going to clean it with the meditations. And now I'm going to ask, so are Meghan and Harry going to move their podcast from Spotify to BBC? Why are they doing this? What is their goal in doing that? Why do the BBC want them? What do they really believe that they can get better results than Spotify did? So let's see what are the energies around that. The BBC taking Harry and Meghan on instead of Spotify podcasts. Okay, so I'm going to put this card aside just for reference. And now I'm going to cut the deck. And the first card, this is the significant card that presents the present problem. And we get the card of Four of Swords. Now, this card is called Chesed, which means grace. And it is number 4 here in the this is a number 4 in the tree of life. Okay, and this is a card that speaks about being unable to take a decision. This is a card that says decide not to decide. So they haven't made the decision yet, and the BBC haven't made the decision yet because they cannot make that decision, really. They still don't have enough information to make that decision. And right now, this card says that they need to stop and think about things. They need to stop and make that think about the process, and because the process is not very clear as it looks. This is a card that speaks about being wounded in the past, and I would say that this is relating to the BBC and to the harkles, because the BBC was wounded first because of the way that the way that they were treated after the documentary that came out, and the backlash that they got, and the fact that they were accused of not being impartial, and which is true. And this also speaks about, and in from the Harker side, it speaks about the fact that they were not able to deliver what they promised to Spotify. They were not able to deliver, and nobody says that they will be able to deliver right now. So they need this break, and this is why this card is called Grace, because they need that pause, and they need that some kind of grace in order to move on. They need to be forgiven. They need to feel lucky, and you see that there's a clover here, not by mistake. So they need the time off, and they cannot make a decision right now. Okay, second card is what is the immediate influence, and I get the Five of Wands. Now, the Five of Wands is a card of struggle. This is a card that tells them that if they want to be victorious in that struggle, they need help. Now, many times, because we are talking about psychological point of view, psychological, this is mostly emotional and psychological. The help that they need is mental health or a psychologist, someone that will help them. But this can also mean that they need help more than just psychological help, but they need someone to help them to actually get through and get that podcast, and because they are probably going to be thrown out of the Spotify and they need someone else to take them on. Now, the Hebrew interpretation, or what we say is the place where it is on the tree of life, is number 5, which is called Gvura, and Gvura is being like a hero. Okay, that if you were a hero on the battlefield, for example, this comes also from the root of this word in Hebrew is gever, which is man, a male. So in order to be able to win the battle, they need to be some kind of heroes, but they also need to get extra help. So this is the immediate influence. Third card is what is their goal, or what do they want to achieve. And the card that I get is a replacement card. So the card that I get is Three of Swords. Now, Three of Swords is a very hard card, because it's a card of destruction, a card of. And now, this is not only goal. This place is not only their goal. This is also their destiny. And the Three of Swords is a card of destruction, and this is usually a result of their own actions, and this is what they are going towards. They are going towards destruction. They are going towards failure that comes because of the way they acted while they were in the Two of Swords place. And I would say that because they did not deliver to Spotify, this is their destiny. Here on the sides it says the vision of sorrow. So this is their vision. This is what they are going towards. And the Hebrew card says Bina, and Bina is more than being smart. This is actually understanding. It comes from the root of to understand, and in order to understand, you need to be smart. You need to understand what led you to this energy of the Three of Swords, and this is what the card tells them. They need to understand what led them to that energy. It on the tree of life, it is right here, number 3, Bina. Okay, so this is their goal, this is their destiny, and not a very good one. Card number 4 is the distant past. And in the distant past, we get the 10 of coins. So the 10 of coins is a card that speaks about vision of a holy guardian. This is a card that speaks about abundance, richness, but this card also speaks about family and the being part of the family. Now this is in the distant past. They were part of the royal family. They had as much money as they wanted. They didn't need to work for a living. They were part of the family. And this card also, and this is very important because in Hebrew it is, or on the tree of life, it is said, it is on number 10, right down here, and it is the card that is called Malchut. Malchut comes from the word Melech, which is a king, or Malka, which is a queen. So Malchut is a kingdom, so it is being part of the royal, this is royalty, this is part of the royal family, and this is exactly what was in their distant past. Now the card number 5 is their recent past, and the recent past is the Hierophant. So the Hierophant can say many things. First of all, it is a major arcana, so it is on a path between number 2 and number 4 here on the tree of life, which is just between the place of number 2 is Chokhmah, which is being more than smart, being really smart, being like a genius, and number 4 is Chesed, which is grace. Okay, so the Hierophant is on that path between being smart, because the Hierophant is the most wisdom, the most wise person in the major arcana, but is also on the path of the grace, because he is a religious person, someone who is representing the religious institution. The Hierophant can also be the queen, but the recent past, in the recent past position, I would say that this card speaks about their being married in front of the Archbishop of the Canterbury, not in the private marriage that they lied about, but they actually got married in a church. And this is the recent past. The recent past is that they got married, they met the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is telling them to do the right thing. But whether or not they did that, it is a very good question. And card number 6 is the future influence. Now, the future influence is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a card that speaks about embarking on the road for realizing your potential, realizing your wishes in the material world, and in order to do that, you need to start learning. You need to go. This is a card about learning. This is a card about studies. This is a card about getting skills. This is a card about getting knowledge, and this is exactly what the Hebrew word says. This is a chokhmah, which is number 2, which is wisdom, which is getting smarter. This is in order to get what you want, you need to acquire the wisdom. You need to acquire that knowledge you need to acquire and to become smarter. Okay, so this is the future influence. Now I'm going to move everything just a little bit to the side, so I'll have some more room here. And card number 7 is the person or persons. So I'll take 2 cards here, one for Harry, one for Meghan. And the person, the Harry person is the world card. So he wants everything to be perfect. He wants perfection. He wants that everything will be, and this is what he wants the world to see. He wants completing. He wants ending. He wants to end his this road that he has started on. And this card speaks about new beginning, endings and new beginnings. This is about closure. This is about weddings. This is about everything that is connected with the perfection side. This is what Harry wants, and because this is a major arcana, this lies just between the 9 and the 10, which, if we look at the tree of life, the 9 is down here, the 10 is just the one that is right in the bottom. Now 10 is Malchut, which is the kingdom or the royalty, and 9 is just one moment, I can't see it. Yesod. Yesod is the essence of things. In the table of the table of the how do you say that? The periodic table, it contains all of the elements, and Yesod is an element, but this is also the when you build a building, you need a foundation. So this is also the foundation. So Harry is in this pathway between foundations and the royal family and the royalty. So he can be either on his way from building his foundations to the royal family, or leaving the royal family and starting building his own foundations. But this is where Harry stands. Now, where does Meghan stand? And we get the 8 of Wands. And the 8 of Wands is a card that speaks about velocity and speed, someone who wants everything very, very fast, and we know that about Meghan. She has no patience for having things done in the actual way, and her card, the 8 of Wands, is represented on the 8th place, and what it says in Hebrew is Hod, and Hod is like something that is very fancy, something that is very I'm looking for the actual translation to find this. Oh, okay, glory. So this is exactly what she wants. She wants glory, and she wants it very, very fast. She wants glory. She wants everything that she thinks that she deserves, and she wants it as fast as she can. And this is also a fire card, and she is a fire sign. So she needs everything to be very fiery, everything to be her wishes and everything that she wants, and she wants it to realize very fast, and she wants the glory. Okay, card number 8 is environmental factors. So what are the environmental factors? And the environmental factors is another card that speaks about kingdom or royalty. And this is the Princess of Swords, which is the Page of Swords. And the Princess of Swords or the Page of Swords is a card of we call him the reporter, and the swords. The reporter is someone who is very slick with his words. He has a very good verbal communication. Now we're talking about environmental factors, and we're talking about BBC and or Spotify, and are they going to leave Spotify in order to go to the BBC? And in the environment or in the outside factors, we get the reporter, and we get someone who is very good in verbal communication. We're talking about a podcast. So altogether, and we're talking about leaving Spotify, which is a very completely independent and commercial firm, and moving into the BBC, which is and still paid by the English people, and still considered as the actual broadcasting, the British Broadcasting Corporation, and this is still considered as quote unquote regal. Okay, so I'm not surprised that we got a card that is Malchut, which is kingdom, which is royalty. Okay, now what are the inner emotions? And the inner emotions are another card of Malchut, another card of kingdom or royalty, and this is the Page of Wands, the Princess of Wands. Now, the Page of Wands is the student. He is the one that needs to learn. He is the one that needs to gain that wisdom that we talked about. And the inner emotions, that is what they actually understand and feel. And this can be from the harkles side, but also from the BBC side, that they have a lot to learn. They need to learn. They need to start learning. But the Page of Wands, another attribute to him is the fact that he has trouble committing, and he has trouble in following through everything that he has started. He's very good in beginning, but he just not very good in holding through everything that he's doing. So he is jumping from one wagon to another bandwagon, and this is the inner emotions. So the BBC can also see that as they are actually jumping from Spotify to BBC, because they cannot complete what they their commitment to Spotify, who says that they will be able to actually commit to and make and fulfill their obligations to the BBC. So what is the final outcome? What will happen in the end? And I get the Two of Swords. Now, this is another card that speaks about wisdom, because this is another card of Chokhmah. And this is another card that is right here, right here. And this is says that they, and that I mean the BBC and the harkles are in the final outcome, are still not are facing a very, very hard decision. And this is why we got in the beginning the card of Four of Swords that speaks about deciding not to decide. So they are, and that is both the BBC and the harkles are in the future, their decision will be completely disengaged from reality, and will probably, whatever they decide will be probably the wrong decision. If they want to do the right decision, they will need to start thinking logically, making a list of the pros and cons, and actually realizing what they need to do. They need that wisdom, they need that inner knowledge. And this is what this card shows us, that they will be unable to cope with whatever they will do, and probably disengage from reality and make that decision out of emotions and feelings, and not because out of logic, and then we'll end up in the Three of Swords, in the Three of Swords energy. So this is the tarot, and to end it up, I will look in the energy oracle card to see what are the energies regarding this right now. So I'm going to just shuffle it a little bit. Okay, so energies around BBC taking on Harry and Meghan, BBC taking on Harry and Meghan's podcast, Harry and Meghan leaving Spotify for the BBC. Okay, so the card that I get is Carrying Connections. So we get here a woman who stands in her back to the man. The man, he is the one who cares, and this is a carrying connection. So all together, this decision will be out of emotion and not out of logic, and this is what the energy right now tells me. And as I said in the past, I think that Prince Harry, first of all, is very much in love with Meghan, and is completely disengaged from reality, as his blinders are on all the time, and he is unable to see reality as it is. And this is why he cannot cut out of that relationship, as destructive as it is. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I hope that it wasn't too boring for you. And if you have any questions, or if you want to ask for a reading, please just leave me an email, or write in the comments. But I always see my emails much more than the comments. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.